million Ukrainians had been internally displaced and more than 8.2 million had fled the country by April 2023, creating Europe's largest refugee crisis since World War II. As of 2024, Russian troops occupy about 20% of Ukraine.
And we intend to do everything to ensure that we raise our voice to the extent that our voice would have an impact in calling for a cessation of hostilities and for a need to get around the table to discuss and sort out these challenges. I want to urge Ukraine also to ensure that it urges its friends to help them end the war and not escalate the war. And we too will urge Ukraine's friends and urge Russia and Russia's friends to de-escalate until we have a cessation of hostilities.
We express our Ukraine's gratitude and appreciation for supporting Ukraine, for being such a supporter of our territorial integrity and sovereignty. Recently, Botswana joined the final declaration of the Peace Summit in Switzerland. From my president, express our gratitude for this, and we are looking forward for Botswana to participate in all the processes that are happening today to bring just peace back to our land.
The First Lady, Ms. Naoma Sisi, has applauded the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development for extending services to remote areas. The First Lady, who was officially opening the employment promotion bidder, called on education stakeholders to collaborate with the education sector to grow education, especially vocational training. The bidder serves as a platform that accords the youth an opportunity to share challenges that come with unemployment and ideas on how best employment opportunities can be created, particularly for those living in remote areas.
We need to, among other things, strengthen the relationship with skills development partners, such as the Ministry of Education and Skills Development TVET program, which is technical and vocational education training. RADP affirmative action. So Santa Leba Patalonela local government rural development Rohoka Hane Tata Leba Tiro Yadiata Bativet. Promote joint work between the different management structures of RADP activities at various levels, community, regional and government, and other rural development structures. Strengthen the capacities of program officers by designing and implementing continuing training programs so that they are qualified and skilled to be adequately equipped to offer the most appropriate advice to community members and for the proper execution of their missions. We must also consider the cultural aspects linked to the RADP in implementing project initiatives while ensuring the cultural sensitivity and that they are context specific. Of course, there should be integration of gender into program interventions by ensuring that activities target young people, women in particular, and the elderly. Mainstreaming gender into program interventions is one of the key factors for its true success.
The Botswana Democratic Party BDP Sashe West parliamentary candidate Mr. Fidelis Molao has been described as capable leader who brought developments that transformed the constituency since becoming their representative in 2010. He is credited for the implementation of water projects and also the construction of the long-awaited Mandunyane Borolong Chadibe Matangwane Road. Mr. Molao and his council ward team were launched by the Vice President Mr. Slamba Tsohwane in Borolong over the weekend. But Animando has more.
Mr. Fidelis Molao has thrown his name again on the list of those who aspire to represent Sashe West electorate in Parliament. However, ever since becoming the area MP in 2010, following his victory in the by-elections, according to speakers at his launch, Mr. Molao has helped to transform this constituency.
Nkora mongwe le mongwe wa kgaolo ha ka go thopa party ya ga Domkraga ra go tsana go pusong ka Fidelis Molao. Ka ona ma go ama khutshwane a gore number 1 he can be trusted. Number 2, he has experience. Number 3, he loves this constituency.
The Vice President, Mr. Slamba Tsokhwane, who is also the chairman of the BDP, says Mr. Molao is experienced in governance, hence he was assigned to head the Ministry of Agriculture for the benefit of all the citizens.
Arbatela le ruo le le rileng ke ka mabaka a itse gore le ruo la rona le o itse go tase ka dipalo tsa le ruo la rona gore re di tsholetse gore re dire diphetogo ka gore re party e suleditseng diphetogo ka 2019 re mo go tsone diphetogo tseo re dirisa artificial insemination re godisa
gompieno metsi a teng mo kgaolong ye re wetsa metsi a mathangwane a makobo a Natale a Jamataka kgwedi e ha e wela metsi a tabo a pumpunyega tsela ke e le one ya toga e wela ya Mandunyane mathangwane 8 trillion double lane go tswa ko Francistown go a go tsena ko mathangwane e be e go kaganya le mathangwane makobo le one e simolodisitswe.
Shasha West BDP diehard supporters were encouraged to join hands and campaign for the party using all resources available to ensure they retain the constituency, which has never been in the hands of opposition parties. Bertani Mandu, BTV News, Borolo.
Mr. Kotla Autwetsi of the Botswana Democratic Party has appealed to residents of Tlokweng to vote for Thulaganyo Sekgokgo in the upcoming 2024 general elections. Mr. Autwetsi said Mr. Sekgokgo and his council candidates have a good track record as evidenced by a trail of developments delivered in the past years. Mpho Keleboge compiled this report.
Botswana Democratic Party leadership, led by Kotla Autwetsi, says theirs is the only party that can offer a durable solution, as evidenced by the past and present sustainable project delivered in the past financial years.
I'm appealing
to residents of Tlokweng to vote for BDP in the upcoming general elections, especially by voting Thulaganyo Sekgokgo and his council candidates. Botswana Democratic Party leadership have promised to prioritize job creation, infrastructure development, and other citizen empowerment initiatives across the country. I'm here to testify that we implemented our change mandate very well, as evidenced by completion of district development projects. It was during MP Thulaganyo Sekgokgo's tenure where most of the district development projects were implemented.
It is
important to note that all council development projects were budgeted for and completed on time using the 10 million Pula constituency fund. Botswana Democratic Party has appealed to candidates and supporters of the party to work as a team to ensure the party's victory in the upcoming 2024 general elections. Mpho Keleboge, Botswana Television, Tlokweng.
The leader of the Botswana Congress Party, BCP, Mr. Dumelang Saleshando, launched parliamentary candidate for Francistown West, Mr. Ntusi Chimbisi, and his team of council ward hopefuls in Monarch Francistown yesterday. Mr. Saleshando said Mr. Chimbisi is a capable and trusted candidate worthy of a vote. Tlokweng has more.
When presenting Francistown West parliamentary candidate and his team council wards aspirant, Mr. Saleshando stated that having started with the party as a member of the Youth League, Mr. Chimbisi is well politically experienced and ready to lead. He added that he worked on different sectors and also a volunteer who has had impact on football, and by so doing, he deserves a vote. We are bringing you a well-trained politician who has worked at different sectors, an individual who likes volunteering, who has previously had an impact on football in this constituency. This year we've been given another chance to vote. It is up to you to choose your leaders for the next 5 years. BCP supporters are called on to work together and remain united for the party to succeed on elections day. I urge you, people of Francistown West, to work together because you can only succeed if you work together. He is someone I know who loves the Botswana Congress Party. Mr. Chimbisi and team assured that if given opportunity to represent Francistown West electorates, they will transform citizens who are faced with hardships. Gidi Bonye Lekalaka, BTV News, Francistown.
You're still with BTV News at 9 o'clock, and we continue on the campaign trail. The leader of the Umbrella for Democratic Change, UDC, Advocate Duma Boko, has urged Kgatleng East constituents to vote for the UDC in large numbers to ensure that their aspirations are fulfilled. Advocate Boko said this on Sunday in Odi when officially launching parliamentary candidate Ms. Nunu Kgafela-Mokoka and 9 council candidates. Thank you, Senso.
According to their manifesto, the UDC intends to improve the livelihoods of Botswana by increasing the minimum wage to 4,000 pula. As such, Mr. Boko has appealed to the voters to elect his party into power by voting for 31 UDC parliamentary candidates.
How about 4,000 pula? Simolo, ke ho hetola molao. Me ha ho hetola molao.
If you want to end 4,000 pula, it all starts by changing the constitution. To change the law, you must vote a parliamentary candidate who has the intention to change the law and bring the one that will not allow employers to pay employees anything less than 4,000 pula. UDC says it believes in empowering women, hence Ms. Nunu Kgafela is selected to represent the party in that constituency. I urge you to focus. Go and vote for Ms. Nunu Kgafela-Mokoka. You must believe and trust that women are capable so that we can bring change in our district and the country at large. As our leader, Advocate Boko, will be leading us. Ms. Mokoka says if she's voted together with her council candidates, they vow to represent their constituents with integrity. On behalf of the council candidates, my leader, Advocate Boko, we accept the cross and the votes that the electorate will give us in good faith on the 30th. We promise to submit and to serve them diligently. UDC is urging the nation to embrace change by voting it into power so that it could help transform the economy of the country through its manifesto, which speaks to Botswana. Thank you, Sentu. BTV News, OD.
The Vice President of the Umbrella for Democratic Change, UDC, Mr. Kgatleng, has urged voters in Gabane-Mmankgodi constituency to vote for the UDC candidate, retired Major General Pius Mokware, in the upcoming general elections, adding that he is a diligent leader who will help to bring change in the country. Mr. Kgatleng was speaking in Gabane during the launch of Major General Pius Mokware and 8 council candidates. Jessica Pilani with the details.
Mr. Ndaba has noted that UDC party intends to create equitable, dynamic and diversified economy for the benefit of every Motswana as prescribed in the party manifesto.
Re na le lenaneo la go aga komponi ya mogobagoba ya melemo ye hitang le yone komponi ya ditaemane.
We have a plan to build a huge health company that will help to transform the economy of this country through bringing income into this country. The company will create jobs for the local residents. We are going to move across countries looking for people to fill in many vacancies which will be created by this project.
Ye hapegileng ya go aga itshulelo ya lehatshe la Botswana.
UDC ke party ena le batho ba nang le boikarabelo. UDC ke party ya batho ba leng gore ba tlhaloganya gore motho o thokana le go nna le seriti. Ke sone se re reng bagolo ba leng gore bontsi jwa bone ba sala koma.
The UDC party has responsible leaders who value people's dignity. Hence the manifesto entails the increment of old age pension to 1.8 per month.
Mafula ko ga borolo. Ire ha ba palwa ke go tlhokomela bana, mosadi mogolo bogolo a kgone go tusa ka tandabala e botoka.
Members of this party describe Major General Mokware as a true leader who will ensure that livelihoods of the constituents are improved.
Ga re tle ha re tla re sa bui ka motho yo re mo itseng, re bua ka motho yo re mo itseng, yo re na le ntshepo mo go ene.
We cannot gather here in large numbers, yet we don't have trust in Comrade Mokware. We're advocating for someone we know, someone who will ensure that your lives change for the better.
Matshelo a lona go simololeng ka di 30 tsa October a tsile go hetoga.
Major General Mokware committed that together with the council candidates, they will advocate for the fulfillment of the constituents' aspirations.
I and
my 8 councillors accept the call, and we vow that we will work diligently to ensure that your desires are fulfilled.
The
UDC has appealed to Botswana to vote for their party in large numbers in order to secure a bright future for themselves and for generations to come. Jessica Pilani, BTV News, Gabane.
3 judges of the High Court, Justice Michael Leburu, Justice Chris Gabanagaye, and Justice Ogedize Mapakwane, this afternoon dismissed an application filed by all opposition parties seeking recusal of Judge Gabanagaye from presiding over a case involving the Independent Electoral Commission, IEC. The parties lodged an application citing that Judge Gabanagaye served as chairman of the Delimitation Commission, hence he might be biased in his judgment. Ungutule Tamaghe reports.
Attorneys representing the opposition had filed an application before the court to review and set aside the decision by the Judicial Service Commission to appoint 5 IEC commissioners without following the recommendations of the All-Party Conference. The opposition are of the firm basis that the Judicial Service Commission had no basis to ignore a clear recommendation of the All-Party Conference. The opposition attorneys further argued that with elections due on the 30th of October this year, there are low lawfully appointed commissioners have been sworn in and are possibly discharging their duties as commissioners and will continue to do so until the elections and thereafter. Attorneys representing all opposition parties also filed an application seeking the recusal of Judge Chris Gabane-Mmankgodi, indicating that he is going to be biased in presiding over a case that involves IEC, where he was part of the decision-making processes during his tenure as the chairman of the Limitation Commission, an assignment which ended on the 8th of February 2024. A panel of judges, Judge Michael Liburu, Judge Chris Gabane-Mmankgodi, and Judge Okeritse Pakwani, on the other hand, dismissed the application and informed the court that they will give reasons at a later date. Ungutleta Mare, BTV News, High Court, Gaborone.
In international news, Mozambique is bracing for elections on October 9th, with all presidential candidates campaigning with the promise of bringing peace to the country. The presidential candidate of the ruling party, Frelimo, Mr. Daniel Chapo, promises to prioritize peace and security. He says without peace and security, there is no development. Frelimo has been ruling Mozambique since its independence in 1975 from Portugal. There are 4 presidential candidates, with main opposition being Renamo, previously Mozambican National Resistance Movement, which was engaged in a war with the ruling party for 15 years from 1977 to 1992. Analysts highlight that the major challenges in Mozambique are corruption and security, especially in the oil-rich Cabo Delgado region.
Hello.
Up next is Sport with Tato Kosimori.
Thank you, Komotso Mapane. This is the last edition of Botswana Tonight Sports segment brought to you by Tato Kosimori. Thank you for joining us. And our leading story: Botswana under-12 tennis girls team lost 2-1 to Cameroon in day 2 of ITF CAT 12 and the under teams competitions at the Notwane tennis courts in Gaborone today. Katako Kakole.
Botswana started day 2 of the tournament on a high note with the singles match featuring Camila Setso against Tessia Belibi of Cameroon. The local youngster, who was confident in her serves, dominated her opponent and won that game with 2 straight sets of 6-3, 6-3 to secure a point for Team Botswana. In the second match of the day, the two nations paired Olive Gerard and Malik Macheng. Gerard went into that game looking to turn the tables around, as her country was a point behind, and she managed to do just that by winning that game with 2 straight sets of 6-2 and 6-4.
My problem is that I was not honey all the ball. I did not take the ball every time in the time that I was playing. That I lost the match, and I was very, very slowly.
I think I won the match because I had a positive attitude, and most of the time my shots were going in the court. To keep a positive energy, you just need to keep on breathing and just trust that you can make the next ball.
The two nations continued the battle in the doubles match, where Botswana paired Tlokweng and Malik Macheng, while Cameroon lined up Paula Leudio and Olive Gerard. The Cameroon pair dominated the local girls to register their second victory of the day with a straight sets of 6-2 and 6-4. The 6 days ITF Cat 12 and under team competitions continued tomorrow with the boys team events and doubles, followed by both boys and girls quarterfinals, semi-finals and finals built for Sunday before the closing ceremony and prize giving. Katlaho Kakule, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Moving on, Botswana Boxing Association Secretary General Tlokweng says the newly introduced Botswana National Sport Commission Club Development Grants will go a long way in the development of the sport. Boba recently received a 430,000 Pula grant from BNSC for club development programs. Khomtswa Sefako has more.
Of late, local clubs have been facing some financial challenges that hindered their day-to-day development programs, which were even made worse by the suspension of school sport. By the end of events, the association received a shot in the arm as the Botswana National Sport Commission awarded them a development grant for the 2024-2025 financial year.
The grant we bua in a club development grant, so address
the grant will address lack of resources, transportation, equipment, and others. Clubs have different needs, and our aim is to make sure that we assist them equally. At the moment, clubs have been requested to submit their plans and needs. As we begin the new Olympic cycle, we are building on previous and current structures and performances to make sure we have a good team of upcoming events like LA28, Commonwealth Games, African Championships, Youth, and others. According to the BOBA Secretary General Tlokweng, the funds came at the right time as the team was already gearing up for international competitions as well as the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics.
Olympics
we want to make sure that our development is at par with our mandate, delivering good results at international competitions. We had a challenge with development since the suspension of school sport, and now we are going to work hard to make sure we work on youth and women development.
Next year, so
he said the review and evaluation is currently ongoing to ensure proper use of funds and accountability.
Currently,
clubs are submitting their plans and budgets to access the funds. After that, we'll go through evaluation and monitoring how the funds are spent. Has so far managed to host 7 interclub tournaments this year, and they will continue with another 2-day competition over the weekend, hosted by Botswana Tertiary School Sport Association BOTSWANA in Gaborone. Khomtswa Sefako, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
And then conclusion, Maun-based ladies football team Western Dynamites humbled Real Killers by 5-0 to win 1,300 Pula in the final of ladies football tournament organized by the Tlokweng Japedi Association. The aim of the tournament held in Maun was to bring health services closer to a girl child. Marataka Isara reports.
Western Dynamites and Real Killers made the final after defeating Wild Dogs and City Kings respectively. The two teams started the game on the offensive, launching waves of attacks. Gloria Gabolatiwe drew first blood as she opened the scoring for Western Dynamites to go to recess with a 1-0 lead. The second half of the game saw Rotata Obonetse scoring the second goal for Dynamites before Patience Babinang scored the third goal for the Maun-based side. Janet Daniel then wrapped the game up as she scored a brace to complete the game with a convincing 5-0 for Western Dynamites. In other games played on Saturday, Real Killers defeated City Kings by 2-1 in the first game, while City Kings defeated Wild Dogs 2-1 in the losers' final. These games were organized with a mandate of bringing health services including HIV testing and pregnancy prevention to the girl child in Maun and surrounding areas.
So re khonne go bona banana ba ile gore ba ne ba supa kgatego ya go itesta ba le 36 ba ba setsanyana.
We managed to test 36 girls aged between 15 and 24 for HIV and 2 boys. Our target was to test 100 girls aged between 15 and 24 for HIV. We managed to issue pregnancy prevention pills and PrEP pills to 5 individuals.
First game le City Kings.
We won our first game against City Kings 2-1. We lost our final game, but I believe we will correct our mistakes as we prepare for the upcoming season.
re ipone diphoso re bona gore re ka di bankanya jang.
Normally we are training almost every day, from Monday to Friday. Ke traina le bone with or without the games we are training. That's why gongwe ba khona ka tshameka metshameko ya bone go sibile tapa le pele ba hisa mo pelong. We won all our games. First game we won 7-1. Second game now we won 5-0, such that tota go motho go mo go rona ha re tshameka jana ka bana ba trainer ba itsane. Most of the time you find that they're always together.
Real Killers completed the tournament on second position and won themselves 700 pula, followed by City Kings from Gumare, who were rewarded with 300 pula, while Wild Dogs from Shorobe finished last and got away with 200 pula. Mareta Kaisara, BTV Sports, Maun.
That's all from Botswana Tonight Sports Desk. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of the evening. Let's now take a look once more again at the headlines.
President Masisi calls for peace to be brokered between Russia and Ukraine. Race for the October 30 general elections heating up.
The newly introduced Botswana National Sports Commission Club Development Grants are said to go a long way in the development of boxing.
That is all that we had for you in our 9 o'clock news bulletin. TT there giving you the latest in sport, and Amandle Babili interpreting in sign language. Up next is the weather update.
Good evening and welcome to today's weather forecast brought to you by Mpo Ishadar. Clouds are visible over most parts of the country with hot afternoon temperatures recorded over most parts of the country. Now for the current satellite picture, clouds are still visible over most parts of the country, and for tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions are expected over Khanzi, Kgalagadi, Southern Southeast Kgatleng and Tlokweng district, with possibility of isolated thunder showers over Kgalagadi, Southern Southeast Kgatleng and Tlokweng district. For central districts, few patches of clouds are expected, while over northeast, Chobe and Gambiland districts, clear skies are expected to be visible. Fresh to strong winds are expected over most parts of the country. Therefore, the public is advised to take necessary precautions. In the morning, warm temperatures are expected over Khanzi and Kgalagadi districts, ranging between 16 degrees Celsius over Veda and Tsane to 19 degrees Celsius over Ngojan. And over the remaining districts, mild temperatures are expected, ranging between 13 degrees Celsius over Silibe Pique to 15 degrees Celsius over Suapen, Pandamatenga and Shakal. In the afternoon, warm temperatures are expected over southern central, very hot temperatures over Ngamiland of 36 degrees Celsius, and over the remaining districts, hot temperatures are expected, ranging between 33 degrees Celsius over Good Hope and Gaborone to 35 degrees Celsius over Khanzi, Suapen and Kasan. Now for the fire report, active fires are visible over most parts of the country. Therefore, the public is advised to handle fire with caution. Continue with the weather forecast for tomorrow. Expect some cloudy conditions over Cape Town with a maximum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. While over Gqeberha and Upington, clear skies are expected with a maximum temperature of 37 degrees Celsius over Upington. For Johannesburg and Maseru, expect some few patches of clouds to be visible with a maximum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. While over Manzini, partly cloudy conditions are expected with a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius. Partly cloudy conditions are expected over Antananarivo and Beira with a maximum temperature of 27 degrees Celsius over Beira. While over Harare and Lusaka, clear skies are expected with a maximum of 31 degrees Celsius over Lusaka. Few patches of clouds are expected over Windhoek with a maximum temperature of 31 degrees Celsius. Cloudy conditions are also expected over Kinshasa with a maximum temperature of 31 degrees Celsius. Partly cloudy conditions over Luanda and Dar es Salaam with a possibility of showers over Dar es Salaam, and some clear skies over Blantyre with a maximum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. That's all I had for you. Good night.